College basketball is back, and tonight in the Valley of the Sun, Big 12 newcomer Arizona State, who is loaded with talent, kicks off the new season at home as they meet up with the Idaho State Bengals. Welcome inside Desert Financial Arena here in Tempe, Arizona, alongside Eliav Gabai. I'm Brayton Bell. Happy opening night. BN Plus, balls in the air, and Quaintance wins the initial tip, as the Sun Devils will start off their brand new season with possession. Alston Mason, a senior and a transfer from Missouri State, running point for the Sun Devils. 4 of the 5 starters for ASU, newcomers. Here is Mason right on cue. Big possession of the season, off into the corner. Quaintance will show off that shooting stroke. No good from the corner. Long rebound up for grabs. Bodies on the floor right away, and there will be a loose ball tie-up call.
Can do, especially against an Idaho State team. You got to shoot that with confidence. He did it right there.
We mentioned all the new faces for Idaho State, but it is a very experienced team. One of the rare underclassmen, Dylan Darling, #1 at Black. He's a sophomore. Besides that, it's a whole bunch of juniors, seniors, and graduate students for the Bengals at the Big Sky Conference. Jake O'Neal, one of the team captains. It's off to Darling. Angles will try to work his way through. Pass deflected. Up for grabs. Still loose, and the Bengals will retrieve it. Here's O'Neal. Inside, the floater is good. And the Bengals break the scoring, and the first bucket of the brand new season goes. Something to monitor for the freshmen. 3 big-name freshmen, along with Quaintance. Also have Josan Sanin as well. There's a loose play on D4 from the floor. ASU still trying to break the scoreless spell. Here's Darling. Off out of the wing, quick beat, driving inside is Jake O'Neal. A turnaround too. That's pretty for Jake O'Neal, the graduate student from Portland, Idaho. Later, but all 6 points for Idaho State coming from one of their 2 team captains. Play it down low with a short corner to Isaiah Griffin. Turnaround 2 is good off window. And it's an 8-0 run to start the ball game for Idaho State.
Listen, they're not doing too much. They're getting to their spots. They're finding the matchup they want, and it's simple basketball right there off the glass.
Attacking inside against a bigger and more athletic Sun Devil roster. It's a bit of a surprise. Here's Sanin, a 3. It's good. So the first bucket from one of the 3 phenomenal freshmen comes from Josan Sanin.
One of the highest recruits, and we know he can do that, and they're going to need that tonight.
Sanin made headlines when he decommitted from Arizona in May, and immediately announced his commitment to Bobby Hurley and the Sun Devils. But you know, just absolutely pleased Arizona State fans. There's a 3 from the wing. Right back at him, it's Isaiah Griffin. On the wing, how about another shot? This time no good, as Griffin with a classic heat check. And here comes Adam Miller out of the fray. Miller, leading returning scorer for the Devils, lobbed it up to the basket that time for Phillips, but he stayed with the play and ultimately got the 2. Yeah. Play for both sides, just 2 combined fouls. Both were against Quaintance for ASU. Jihad lobs to the basket. It's thrown down by Phillips. Beautiful pass by the freshman, and it's 4 straight points for Phillips. He's a high flyer for the Devils in the last 2 possessions. Played again to Darling. Offense really running through him so far, although he's scoreless so far. Trying to change that, he cannot. Phillips Jr. with a board, and here comes ASU. Sanin gives off Miller, open 3, it's automatic. And the rebound pulled down by Austin Nunez. His homecoming back to Tempe. He spent a year in Tempe, transferred to Ole Miss last year to play for Chris Beard, and then headed right back to Tempe. Wanted to return and play for Coach Hurley. You don't know, you're played at Milwaukee last year. Scored anymore. He's not going to score over 20, you would expect. How can he and the other transfers that looked like he got his fingertips on that ball first? You mentioned that wingspan. You can just see that looking at him.
Oh, yeah.
And what he can bring to the table. Drive off the dribble inside for Bergen. That's a nice move for the season with guys like Freeman. Here's a wing 3 for Daverco. Couldn't get it to go, and the board pulled down. There he is, B.J. Freeman yet again. Ali, hill hoist from 3, and knock it down. Welcome to Tempe. The post against a bigger Griffin. Tries to go up strong, a little heavy. Phillips battles for the board.
Way to battle by the ASU guards down there.
Mason, head down in traffic, coast to coast, but there's a whistle before the shot. And they're keep soaring in after the offensive rebound. Could not get it, though. And here come the Bengals in transition. Griffin hoists and connects for 3.
Great transition offense.
Long wingspan, 7'3" is Quaintance's wingspan. Turnaround two as the shot clock expires, no good. Sannon pulls down the rebound. It's a 3-on-1 for ASU. Mason goes coast to coast.
That's how you do it, simple as that.
Freeman on the wing. He can certainly fill it up. When he gets hot, drives inside, kick out to a corner three. Mason toes it, and finally the scoreless streak ends.
And we know he can do that. He loves the mid-range. He loves the spot up.
Dad played at ASU in the late 90s, early 2000s. Was on a team with ASU radio analyst Kyle Dodd. There's Miller driving and kicking. Off to Mason. Can he do it twice in a row? Yes, he can. Alston Mason. Goes to show the defense, the length for Arizona State. Here's Sannon. Breakdown into a three. That's automatic. Pretty shot for Sannon. His second first half triple. Bound this time collected by Bergen. He'll keep it into the front court for the Bengals. Step through, blocked away. Oh, what a swat by Freeman. ASU again in transition. Freeman to the basket, 4-2.
Coast to coast. Freeman, how about the time?
All over the place defensively. Another missed three, and right on cue, it's Nunez pulling down the board. Ahead to Sannon. Freeman a trailer. Same spot as his last attempt. This time it's pure. And it's a sixth first half. Pump faking a drive to the mid-range. Leave it back out to Griffin. You can really just tell, Elliot, the length for ASU is wreaking havoc. Darling, a drive and kick. There is a whistle, though, and a foul. Opening half of play. Refreshing to see.
These teams better than pretty much anyone in the country right now just because of the lack of film. So draped on.
O'Neal, who started off great, has been absolutely silent since. Another turnover right back. Quarter three for Miller is denied. Nice comeback block for Jake O'Neal, sticking with that play after the turnover. Sun championship a year ago with the College of Idaho. Here Boise, another hustle play, and O'Neal steals a possession away. Shovel pass down low, and a layup is good. Connor Holland back.
Great take, great take. Faking to the front of the rim, going right around. Just a smart layup.
Timeout will be called for Arizona.
There's ice in his veins. To be a good golfer, you gotta have ice in your veins.
To get him out on the course here in Phoenix. Great courses all around.
Absolutely.
2-second differential, or just under that, in terms of shot clock and play clock. Mason drives inside, gets to the basket, high off the window for two. Mason with 10 in the first half. Final shot. Meza takes it at the horn. He left it short, and it's halftime on opening night. It was a perfect encapsulation of the first game. We saw he wants to get Quaintance involved.
I like it. I like the idea, but it's got to come more naturally. Right there, maybe it could have happened if the lob was on point.
Darling hung in the air that time, couldn't quite pull it down, but he gets his own rebound. Baseball pass down low. That was a great find and a finish down low. How about the zip on that ball from Darling?
Stoudemire is that he also grew in his time in the NBA. His style grew. He started out, oh, I'm just going to dunk everything. And then he brought it back out, elbows, just like we see Jaden.
Isaiah Griffin able to score, so 4 straight for the Bengals out of halftime. Devils trying to settle down offensively. It was a slow start to the game for Arizona State. Trailed it 6-0. Until they got that lead out. Here's Sannon, quick pull, and another 3 for Sannon. 2 for 2 from downtown. Lead is now 10. Here's Darling. Pretty move to the elbow. In and out, popped out somehow. Offensive boards denied. Devils using their length here. It's their 5th block. Here's Jake O'Neal. Can't hit the first. They're icing him there. Looks like we got a Bengal. It's quite topical as O'Neal. An empty trip, so the curtain works. That's a big call. He'll have to sit down. Second team foul on the Bengals. There's Sannon. Quick jab step, drives baseline inside, finishes through contact. That's a pro move for Sannon. Coast to coast goes Darling. A whistle. A foul will go against ASU.
If it wasn't for Idaho State's hustle, this kid, like an older guy out there, though. He's really doing a good job running the offense.
Sunday against the 6th-ranked Zags. It's a fun matchup, and ASU's excited because it's a home and home. Gonzaga will be here in Tempe next year.
Another chance to prove a statement, to say a statement.
But the way Gonzaga looked yesterday just goes to show how difficult this non-conference schedule is. Sandin on a backdoor cut, rejected inside, but a foul will be called.
And, of course, the transfers. This is their new home, and it looks like they know it.
From the floor, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 21 minutes, but maybe the most hasn't been the guilty party. Good ball movement here for the Bengals. Quaintance will erase that. Phillips was also down there, and here comes ASU on a break. Watch out for Freeman. He lays it up and in on a scoop shot.
Man!
Another block. ASU's only been credited with 5. Seems like they've had a lot more. Shots altered as well. I know that's an advanced metric. Seems like that would be popping off the stat sheet. There's an open 3 knockdown. Finally, Daberco, the junior from Lincoln,
can do no matter what the ball is doing on offense.
Here's another 3-point attempt. No good that time by Daberco, who had just connected from 3. Freeman, a lob. Phillips Jr. a flush.
Throw it down, big man. Throw it down.
Again, not necessarily going to pop out in the stat sheet, but a heady play in transition and finding the 7-footer up in the rafters. 3 right back at you. Nice shot from the wing. 24% from the floor and 4 of 23 from 3-point range. 3 to shoot here. Darling splits a double team and another block, but it will be a goaltend. A little bit late on the transition. ASU, their best offense in McHale in an exhibition. That came back in 2011, so a while ago, but definitely has fond memories of playing here in the state of Arizona. Nunez has fond memories of a wide open break, and he finishes with the left hand.
Hey, that better count as a block for Mason that time, Braden. That was no deflection. That was a great defensive play. And then how about the outlet? Nunez making it look easy, going right to the rack.
Defense leading to offense. That's been the best recipe of success for ASU tonight. Turnaround 2. Throw it down low yet again to O'Neal. This time couldn't get it to go, but yet another offensive rebound. That's now 11 offensive boards for the Bengals. Still battling down low. Still unable to secure a rebound and a foul. Free throw. In total, not what you'd expect. You're playing up, quote unquote, Power 4 school, and certainly
in a lot of games, he's going to find his spots.
Pass was deflected on the inbound. Jihad goes down to get it. Mason ends up with it. He goes up strong, and the foul. A broken play ends up in a big way for a... Out there the longest for Bobby Hurley. We talked about Miller. Again, leading returning scorer. 12 per game last year. Had a confident shot in the first half when ASU was really struggling offensively. Has not scored since. O'Neal with a left-handed finger roll. Another chance for Idaho State. Driving inside, handing back. There's the 6th block from Quaintance. Shot clock still going, but it's kissed off the window by Hollenbeck. And it's a 3-point game. Way off the mark on a 3. And the Bengals could tie this game with a 3-pointer here. Again, they're shooting just 27% from the floor, yet they're still in it. Late whistle and a foul, and that will play a big role down the stretch here. The Bengals are in this game, and they could cut it 3-14 in the second half. It's a 1-point game with 5:0, 16-14. Sprint up the floor. They'll have a chance to do it right here. No good, and the rebound corralled by the Sun Devils. Here comes Freeman. Had it poked free, gets it back. Layup with the left hand is no good, but a foul. Bengals can't believe it. Bounds in 18 minutes. Knocks down the first.
And BJ Freeman, we know he can put the ball in the basket.
Mason will find Sandin. Those two guys in double figures for the Sun Devils tonight. Mason with 12, Sandin with 11. Good pass down low. Phillips Jr. flushes. Under 3 minutes to play.
You know Phillips wanted that one bad.
Throw it down low to the post. Hollenbeck, bang it down low. Tough shot, 13 feet away. Gets it to go. That's a response.
That was pretty. Just
what can ASU do this trip? They lob to the high post. Freeman using that pivot foot. Tough 2, that's silky.
BJ showing me the shot creation for himself and his teammates in the second half.
Got that rhythm as well, little shimmy shake. Where he knocked that 2 down. So we approach 2 minutes to play in Tempe. Darling. Around the perimeter, trying to find O'Neal down low. A foul will be called. He's now 0 for 3, and that's a costly empty trip. Down. They find Mason. Tied for a team high with 12 points. Biggest possession of the game thus far. Mason will try to split a double team. He falls down. It's a turnover momentarily, but Quainton's got it back. And that's a fresh 30 for Arizona State. A hustle play to win a 50-50 ball, and that's a huge sequence.
That's an intangible, Braden, right there. You cannot coach that.
Mason, and his pass deflected. Quaintance with 12 to shoot. Now Sannon pulls up. Deep shot, no good. Offensive rebound, Jihad. No hustle, another fresh 20 seconds, and the Devils can run this down to exactly 1 minute to play. So two costly sequences there for Idaho State.
A lot of dancing.
Mason, pull-up three. No good that time. Quaintance will battle for the loose ball rebound. It's a foul called on Idaho State. And if you're the Bengals here, you're absolute. Knocks it down. That's a big one to push the ASU lead back to from Cleveland to Word of God Academy in Raleigh, North Carolina, where he was recruited heavily. Originally committed to Kentucky. Decommitted after John Calipari left for Arkansas and found his home here in Tempe. Under a minute to play. 7-point lead for ASU. O'Neal and the Bengals got to work quickly. Darling, pump fake, back to O'Neal. Drives baseline. Quaintance rejects again. He's there for another block, but there's a late whistle to bail out the Bengals. Of Quaintance's blocks have come here in the second half. That's the biggest one. Hollenbeck, 78% at the line a year ago. And challenge for the Sun Devils. Full court press on. They throw it into Freeman. Will catch. No foul yet for the Bengals. Mason is not necessarily the guy you want to foul. He's got to get it across the timeline. They do just in the nick of time. Quaintance. He's fouled. As 13 seconds went off the clock, but Arizona State can't hit that first free throw. O'Neal clears the rebound for the Bengals. They got to work quickly, down by 5. Here's Darling. A screen off to his right. Swivels back around to O'Neal. Kick out to the wing and now into the corner. Tough three right over the top of Quaintance is no good. Rebound corralled by Mason, and a foul with 10.7 to go.
Two things, Braden. One,
shout out Jihad as well. 8 rebounds, didn't score in the
lead for ASU, that they're able to do that with one of their best players not having his best night.
Looks like Arizona State's going to win this game. Wasn't pretty, but a win is a win. Darling goes coast to coast. Another block by Quaintance for good measure. 7 blocks for the freshman in his first game as a Sun Devil, and Arizona State wins it by a final score of 55-48. So the Devils know they got to clean up a lot moving forward. There were glimpses of great things tonight, but like we just said, a win is a win, and the Sun Devils do win their home opener under Bobby Hurley. They're now 9-1 under Hurley, his 10th season overall.
Listen, like you said, a win is a win. At the end